If you're struggling to keep clients, even when you deliver results, then you are not alone. Most agency owners will hit a wall with retention. But what if I could teach you to break that cycle? Today, I want to show you our retain framework. It's a system that's helped dozens and dozens of agencies double their retention and scale to 30K a month and beyond. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a digital marketer. I'm based here in the UK and I run a very successful digital marketing agency, as well as working at acquiring other agencies around the world. I've been in the game for about 6 years now and I help agency owners hit 30K a month and beyond. Today, I'm going to break down my retain framework, which is the exact process we use to turn churn into loyalty and predictable growth. And you're going to get real world practical steps to take you through that. So let's dive straight in. Why client retention matters? Well, acquiring a new client costs 5 to 7 times more than retaining an existing one. Yet most agencies only focus heavily on sales whilst neglecting their retention strategy. 68% is the average churn rate of clients that leave agencies without retention systems. Our retain framework transforms retention from reactive firefighting into proactive growth, turning satisfied clients into long-term partners, which then become advocates of your brand and even bring more money into your business through referrals. So let's dive straight in. The R. The R is arguably the most important part of this framework, and it stands for relationship. So what we need to do is we need to build genuine trust-based connections that go beyond the transactional interactions. If the only time you are speaking with your clients is when the billing time comes around again, you haven't bothered to learn more about their business, more about them, what they do, all they're going to see that is as transactional, and every time they have to rebuy, it is a reframe on that relationship. Doesn't matter how good your service is. I've had clients that have stuck by us 2, 3, 4 months while we've been trying to figure out changes on ad accounts, or things haven't been going quite correct, or even when we've had ad account bans and we've had to spend time and money trying to get those back for our clients. Treat them like a valued partner and not just a revenue source, because they are a lot more than that. A practical action for this is to schedule quarterly reviews with clients, go beyond project updates, discuss business goals, challenges, visions for the next 12 months. I also want you to put in a touch point at least once a week. Doesn't have to be a call, could just be a WhatsApp or a Slack message. Hey, how are you doing? Just want to make sure that you're happy with everything. Have you got any questions? Every other week is when you're going to have your formal sit downs with them. Once a month is not enough, in my opinion. Expectations, E. Expectation is a crystal clear alignment on deliverables, timelines, communications, and your success metrics from day one. This allows the client to have the expectation of you on what you are going to deliver, and you to have the expectation of the client on what they're going to provide you to be able to do that. What you need to do here is you need to create a client onboarding document that outlines project scope, response time, revision policies, and KPIs, and sit down and review that and sign that together when you sign the contract. What this does is it also avoids something called scope creep. So if you've ever had it where a client's gone, oh, could you just add this to us? Could you, very quickly, oh, it shouldn't take too long. But then all of a sudden you spent 5, 6, 7 hours doing something that's outside of the scope of the relationship that the client hasn't actually paid for. This allows you to keep that scope creep down. And if they do request those things, you can turn around and say, hey, yep, this is how it works. I can send you the invoice. T is touch points. So we want consistent, valuable communication throughout the client journey and not just when issues arise. So this is an example of 5 touch points that you can use within your agency. Week 1 is the welcome call and onboarding. I would suggest you have 2 or 3 touch points within this first week. If they are new to digital marketing, if they are new to you, if it's a completely cold business coming into you before they've signed the contract, they are going to need their hand held more than if it's someone that is experienced in doing this, or if it's someone that knows you. Week 2, we want the first deliverable check-in. Hey, we've been running for a few days now. this is what we found so far, this is what working, this is what isn't, or hey, this is where we're up to. I know we haven't launched just yet, but this is where we're up to. Monthly or bi-monthly, this should be. You want a progress report and strategy call, quarterly strategic business reviews, and annual partnership planning sessions. What you should do here is map your entire client journey from when they sign the contract with you through to the average point of where they leave. Schedule touch points at key moments and use a CRM like Go High Level, Kartra, Trello to automate reminders so that no client falls through the cracks. You can also use project management tools like Monday, ClickUp, Asana for things like this as well. If you're enjoying this so far and you think this is something you can help with, what I want you to do is I want you to comment your biggest retention point in the comments down below so I can give you personalized help and touch points that you can add to your business to help improve your churn rate. Next, we have A, which is accountability. So this is the taking ownership of both outcomes, successes, and setbacks, whilst holding clients accountable to their commitments too. All too often, we will see agencies say it's the client's fault. The client hasn't done this. The client hasn't done that. What could you have done to prevent that? At the end of the day, that client is paying you thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds per month. You need to be accountable for your actions and your deliverables in that. But you also need to hold the clients accountable to their commitment too. If you remember, this sits really well in line with expectations. This was the expectation of us. This is our expectation of you. If those aren't being met, either side, you need to look at why, and someone needs to take accountability of that. But overall, you need to take accountability of this process. This is how you grow your agency. It is continuous improvement. It is the commitment to evolving your service based on results, feedback, or industry innovation, and never settling for good enough. The biggest piece of innovation in our industry right now, without a shadow of a doubt, is the growth of artificial intelligence and AI. And you need to be on top of that. But at the same time, you need to be on top of the bits that your clients are bringing to you. When you sit down every other week with your client and you go, hey, what's worked well, what hasn't worked well, you can turn and go, well, actually, we didn't quite like this, or this hasn't gone particularly well. And that's a learning point. Is it something that you need to put in place? Is it an SOP that you need to write? What can you do to continuously improve? And then finally, we have N, which is nurture. So this is going beyond deliverables. It's investing in clients' long-term success beyond our contracted scope, whether that be sharing resources that we think could be valuable to them, whether it's making introductions or celebrating wins. This is all about collaboration over competition. There are several agencies that do very, very similar things to what we do, but do them better. So there's a guy that we use within the agency space for all of our content and our content shoots. He runs an agency. He works in the same niche. In reality, he should be a direct competitor of mine, but it's not. We've decided to collaborate on those projects. He brings me work. I send him work. The client gets exactly what they need and they stay for longer because they've got exactly what they need and we can deliver that. Both of us make more money and it just builds and builds and builds into this nice referral scheme where we're just passing work around left, right, and center. So are you ready to implement our retain framework? So some action points for you today. I want you to start small. I want you to choose one letter to focus on this month and master it before focusing on the next. Measure your progress, tracking retention rates, client satisfaction scores, and lifetime value every single month, but also get your team to buy in as well. Share the framework with your entire team. And remember that retention is everyone's responsibility. So again, comment your biggest retention challenge down below and get personalized advice from me. But also, if you want to download our scorecard so you can see how good your retention actually is, I've left a link to it in the comments below. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video and you've got some value of it, please like, please subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.